Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is a live stream that we are doing because a box just arrived from UPS, and I've been waiting on this box to arrive. I've been tracking its progress all day, and what oftentimes happens to me is that I track it and I think the UPS guy just like circles around my house all day and then shows up like 15 minutes before the delivery cutoff and leaves my box for me. So I'm glad that he actually showed up this time. He showed up. This is a backup driver in a profuse sweat, and I offered him water and ice so that he could continue his day. And he was very appreciative, very appreciative. Nice guy, man. It is hot here in the San Francisco Bay Area. I will tell you that we are inside. All the shades are drawn because it is pretty darn hot outside. So I will say congratulations to young Matthew, who I think is in the room right now. He picked up an awesome comic earlier today, in ASM Comics. A shout out to him, working with the local comic shop guy by the name of Neil Hijinks Comics in the San Jose area, hooked young Matthew up with a really, really awesome book. So congrats to you. I wish that I had the insight that you and the passion that you have, my friend, to pick up these awesome books while a teenager. I wish that I had done that. Yeah, I did not have that forethought. So congrats to you. A couple of thoughts out to a few subscribers who have had some difficult situations. One of them was in a recent car accident. My thoughts are with all of you guys because I know that it is definitely tough out there with Voldemort, and then you throw on top of it car accidents and all this other stuff. My thoughts are definitely with all of you out there that are having a tough time. Let me say hello to some comic book soldiers, and then we're going to get to this box. We're going to get to this box back here in just a second. Young Matthew is in here. How you doing, brother? ICT Vinny is in the house. Crazy 8 Ghost Lantern is here. Scrolling through the names. My man Ariel is here. I swear you change your name every day. Welcome. It is good to see all of you guys, guys and gals. Thank you all for hanging out. Paul's here, Jared's here, Wesley's here. Masked Snow is in the house. Welcome. The Blue Rangers are here. The Blue Rangers are here to keep order. It came from the Nerve Cave. How you doing? No, brother, I'm not jacked, brother. No. It's high pollen season, so this is an allergic reaction. What you're seeing, allergic reaction right there. Am I a Raiders or Niners fan? Is there a third option? Is there a third option? Like neither. I'm not really into sports. Don't really do sports. Don't do it at all. What is this? Oh, Mass Snow says hello. Finally, long-term viewer, first time catching the live stream. Well, welcome to you, Mass Snow. I hope that you continue to enjoy the content that we are putting out here from the channel. I will tell you that the live streams, especially the one on Sunday night, is where the magic gets made. Generally speaking, the videos that come up from the channel, I think, are very helpful, entertaining, uplifting in some respects. But I think that the live streams, man, when you have an opportunity to interact with the other subscribers, that's where the magic really gets made. So I definitely want to encourage you as best you can to make it to the live streams, because we have a lot of fun in here. So scrolling down to the bottom again, I want to thank all of you guys for hanging out with me just a little bit. And we are going to get to this thing. We're going to unbox some comics back here. Have you sold any? Yes, like actively today, yesterday, the day before. We are actively selling off comics, and we are calling them comics from the Regie Collects Pedigree collection. I throw air quotes around it because I had someone tell me that I did not know what a pedigree collection was, and I had to explain to them that I put quotes around it because I actually do know what a pedigree collection is. But we are having some fun because it's not every day that you get to buy 100,000 comics, right? And so, yes, we are actively selling comics from the collection, and they are available on regiecollects.com right along with the new variant that I released from Gung Ho. from Ablaze, specifically Gung Ho issue number 7. All of that stuff is available on regiecollects.com if you are interested in picking up a signed copy. Those are available on the eBay machine, and you just search for Regie Collects variant, and you can find that, signing those comics, and the price is right. I'll just tell you that. All right, so let's open this box up and let's see what goodness CGC has sent to me. And I do believe that the books that are in here are books that I cleaned and pressed myself, for better or worse. I've sent off a lot of books off the CGC lately, and to be honest with you, I only have so many hours in the day between family, career, the hobby. There's only so many books that you can clean and press yourself. So I have outsourced some of that to CGC. Just because I don't have enough hours in a day. But I think that this is a batch that I cleaned and pressed myself. I had someone ask me the other day, what kind of results have you gotten from your cleaning and pressing? I said to him, hey, I would never have made a video if my technique was not solid. So thankfully, the technique, I think, is not only solid enough for me to get some solid grades back on my books. We'll see what's in here. But I think it's also something that has been replicated by other people, and other people have used my technique, of course, with some modifications, right? To also get some really good results for themselves. So let's see what the CGCs have sent to us. Oh, that is, we are not starting on a good note. Now, I will tell you, this book is one that I sent in knowing that the grade was not going to be great. And it is indeed not great. But it is par for the course with this particular book. This one is New Mutants 87, came back at an 8.5. Came back at an 8.5. Yeah, maybe I did not press this one. Definitely some things going on with this book, but 8.5, New Mutants, number 87, First Cable. Good, cool book. See what the next one is in here. See if we go. This is a little bit better. This is a little better. I must have been on like an orange label kick or something like that. So this next one is a 9.2 Wolverine number 1, first Wolverine solo series. Definitely a really, really cool book right here. And yeah, there you go. 9.2 on that one. Let's see what else we have in here. Oh, let me scroll down on the chat. Let me scroll down. There we go. Okay, Wolverine. Yeah, says Daniel. All right, let's see what this next one is. This one's not bad. Little bit better. Little bit better on this one. This is New Mutants 98. It came back at a 9.4. Not a bad book. Not a bad book at all. There we go. 9.4 on that one. All right. Next up, let's see what else we have in here. See what's in this one. Cool book. Okay, great. But again, it's a cool book. Nevertheless, Amazing Spider-Man. This is a 9.2. 300, Amazing Spider-Man 300, 9.2. This one, this one definitely had some spine ticks on it. Definitely had some color breaking spine ticks on it, but we still were able to get a 9.2 on that one. Very cool. Let's see what else we have in here. That's a little bit better. First Carnage, first full appearance of Carnage, 9.4. White Pages, Amazing Spider-Man, number 361. Cool book right there. There we go. Let's see what else we have in here. Looks like another 9.4 right there on this one. And what we got here is a 9.4 of New Mutants 98, First Deadpool. Again, a cool book right there. All of these books are actually out of the 100K collection, to Paul's question here a few moments ago. And because we did a 9.4, we might as well do one more 9.4. There we go. New Mutants 98. Again, another 9.4 right there. Cool book. My thing is ringing. I couldn't tell. All right. Let's see what else we have. All right. We are clearly pulling. We're on a theme here. We're on a theme, on a mission here. 9.2 New Mutants 98. Again, first Deadpool. So right now we have a 9.2, a 9.4, and a 9.4. All of Deadpool first appearance. Let me check the chat. Let me see what else you guys are talking about in here. Deadpool, some Deadpool sweetness. All right, take that one off. Man, it's Christmas for you. Brother, it's Christmas all the time over here. This one is a cool book. Cool book. This is a Amazing Spider-Man 300, came back at a 9.2. Cool book. I think that's what, the second one? I think that's the second one in there. Yeah, the other was a 9.2 as well. So two 9.2s. Here is another 9.2. And it's the same book. Clearly, we are on a roll here. 9.2 Amazing Spider-Man 300 right there. I want to say that I pulled out of this collection, I think it was maybe 11 copies of Amazing Spider-Man 300. I think that's what, maybe 9. I can't recall. This is cool. This one's going to stay in the collection. I wish it was a 9.8, but instead it is a 9.6. This is Amazing Spider-Man 361 right there. Cool book. Again, first appearance of Cletus Cassidy. And yep, this is the last one. This is the last book in the box. See what we have here. And it's a 9.2 of the very book we just looked at, but it is a newsstand right there. Newsstand 9.2, first appearance, Cletus Cassidy, Amazing Spider-Man 361. Move this box off to the side. Move all of those. So we'll walk back through this. See if I can get them in some semblance of an order here so that I can run through them really quickly. Are you going through any of those ASM 300? Yeah, so I will tell you, every single book that is pretty much in this stack is going to go to the store. I think pretty much every book here. And I just need to figure out the time at which to do it. So I should be able to carve out a little bit of time. But yeah, I think every single book here is actually going to go up there, except for maybe one or two. Get myself a little organized here. All right, yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good right there. So we'll show these again for those that are coming in a little late. All right, so we have 3 copies of Amazing Spider-Man 300. All of them are 9.2s. Every one of them is a 9.2 and probably justifiably a 9.2 right there. All right. Move those off to the side. Then we have 3 copies of Amazing Spider-Man 361. And those are a little different. We have a, let me see if I can get them in order. We have a 9.2, 9.4, 9.6, all Amazing Spider-Man 361, first Cletus Cassidy. Stack those up. And we have a oddball Wolverine #1 and an oddball New Mutants 87 right there. I guess there was an orange cover that was thrown in there. And then there's 4. Yeah, there's 4 New Mutants 98s right here. We have a 9.2, and then the rest are 9.4. So pretty nice stuff. Pretty nice stuff that came in from the collection. Again, these are all 100K books from the collection. So, and I think, again, like the vast majority of these will be available on the site for folks to be able to check out. So stay tuned to the website. And there's also a ton of other stuff up there if you guys are interested in that, a bunch of raw books. I honestly can't remember what's up there, but there's a ton of stuff that's already on the site. So if you guys get a chance, go ahead and check that out. All right. So scrolling through the comments here. What is this? Reggie got cash, bag of coins, and some cards. brother, I will gladly redirect. I am in here sweating myself now, man. These lights are hot in here. So let me see, scrolling through the comments, seeing what you guys are talking about. Very nice. Be looking for them on the site, says Dan Brown. Dope. Definitely want an ASM 300. Good stuff. See what else you guys are talking about. Again, if there's things you guys want to talk about, throw it up in all caps. It'll actually help me. Can't beat some Venom and Carnage. Truth. There's a comment. We're gonna skip that one. Another comment that we're gonna skip. Scrolling through, I have not read Firepower. I did not get Firepower, and I also did not get what is it, Seven Secrets? Is that the name of the book that everyone was like talking about? I forgot to actually pick it up. So scrolling, a couple of people talking about Firepower. There you go. Rush, it is all good, brother. 9.2 pedigree collection. Scrolling through, no DC love, not this time. Did I send in? I'm trying to think if I sent in some DC books. I mean, I think if you remember the very first run of books that I actually picked up from the 100K collection that actually went to CGC was almost all DC. There was like several Killing Jokes. There were several Batman books in there. Like the vast majority of that actual haul from CGC was almost all DC. So this one is pretty much a solid Marvel, but the first I want to say was pretty much DC. So scrolling through the comments here, scrolling. Stop devaluing my book. Let me see. Scrolling. Let me see. Don't be jealous. Scrolling. All right, so we went pretty much up to the top. So scroll back down to the bottom and see what you guys are talking about. Again, if there's things you guys want to talk about, throw it up in all caps because it'll actually help me. DC never gets love. That is entirely not true. Let me see. So Chris here is making a recommendation that I actually start my live stream earlier. So yeah, I definitely get where you're coming from. The thing is that I try to structure my the release of my content around my life, and the goal is, in whenever possible, not to detract from family time, right? And if you're a family person, you definitely get where I'm coming from with that, right? So the reason that the show starts at 7:30 is because that's the time in which my children get into bed, and it's the time in which I can actually come here in the room and focus and not detract from my time with them. So hopefully you get the rationale behind it. You know, there's a reason why I traditionally release my videos at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, because that's the time that I normally walk out of work. And so it's a time in which I can actually reply to people that are watching the video and commenting on the video almost in real time. So I try to structure things around my actual life with the goal of like keeping everything moving, keeping family, career, and the channel all moving. And that's how I make it work for me. So hopefully that kind of helps, provides a little bit of context. So how does one get a chance to buy a 100K collection? There's actually a video on the channel that actually provides a little bit of context around how to go about finding and buying collections. There are several techniques that I employ. So I would definitely encourage you to check out that video. And I think it's called Buying a Comic Book Collection, which is a great and perfect name for a video that talks about that kind of stuff. I do not, however, go into detail on how much I paid for my collection because I don't think that that's really necessary for people to understand, you know, what I spent on a collection. I don't think that that's very helpful for them to really understand anything about what they might want to do with their money and with their own collection. So just in full transparency, just want to give context for what people will and will not see within those types of videos that I actually release. I have not read a single comic from Allegiance. I think that they're only available in Walmart. And what I've heard was that Walmart actually stuck stickers on every single book at one point. I don't know if they've changed that, but I don't really go to Walmart. I was there the other day for the first time in maybe a year. No, not that long, maybe 8 months. 9 months. And I looked around for the comics and I could not find them. And anytime I've ever gone in Walmart, I've never been able to find the comics. So because I had a little bit of time, I tried to find them this time and was unable to do so. So scrolling down through the comments again, if there's things you guys want to talk about, throw it up in all caps because it'll actually help me to be able to see it. Scrolling. So yeah, Jared, I've seen all your comments, bud. I've seen all your comments that you put up about this book. Congratulations on the book. I've seen it. I think it's a great book. Very good. So scrolling down, what is this? Did I pick up the John Tyler Christopher Amazing Spider-Man variant? I did not pick those up. So I am waiting for that as well. I want to say that those books will actually arrive possibly on Monday. Yeah, I've already looked at these grades, so it's going to be interesting. But I think that these are actually coming back on Monday, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. Bello says both Seven Secrets and Firepower are good. I need to get my hands on those because I would like to read those. Jeff B still talking about still loving Stealth. Stealth is a fantastic read. Fantastic read. I'm actually seeing more and more people starting to read it, which I think is great because I don't know that it had all that much attention and fanfare with like the first couple of issues. But I think, you know, maybe with the pandemic and people looking for more things to read, I think people have gotten on board. But Stealth is dope, man. Stealth is dope. I do like the original version of the suit that was actually done back in the day on Top Cow. I prefer that suit. It's more of a techno-organic type of suit that was on the original. The current one is not as sexy to me, you know, but the storyline is good. It's a very touching type of story. It's based in Detroit, which is where I'm from. So I'm definitely on board with some stealth. Scrolling down, reading one of the comments there from my man Ariel. Thank you, brother. Very good. Thank you. Definitely appreciate that. Everything that I sell is always sold on regiecollects.com. So stay tuned to the website. I may tease it on Instagram, but everything actually gets sold directly through the website, regiecollects.com. So if there's anything you guys are ever looking for, you can definitely check that site and it will be there. So scrolling down, midnight, what is it? 12 midnight in Germany. Goodness gracious. Thank you, Daniel, for joining from Germany. We definitely appreciate that. I see somebody from the UK. Definitely appreciate you guys. It's all good, brother. It's all good, my friend. I definitely get it. I definitely get it. The thing is, man, it's like I would love to do it a little bit earlier, but it's just, there's all kinds of things that I would like to do, and then it's the things that I need to do that actually make sense. So again, I know where you're coming from, and hopefully you appreciate my response and rationale behind it. So scrolling down through the comments here, oh, there we go. Lee Wood said he snagged 2 of the Dark Knights. Man, now I think that whole thing, I think there's like a Batman's Return. Batman Adventures 12 up there, first Harley Quinn. There's definitely a couple of Dark Knights up there, first print, second print. A lot of that stuff is still up there. Again, people, are like DC, but then DC doesn't move as quickly as Marvel. That is just the true and honest point of it. But I try to give a little bit of love to each. In fact, I actually have a video coming out next week that is focused on DC. I have 2 videos that are going to be coming out that are focused on DC next week. So scrolling down through the comments here. How you doing, bro? It's good to see you, my friend. It is good to see you. Joel, the stunt master, saying I picked up the first issues of Allegiance Comics Not Bad Readings. Scrolling down, I'm scrolling down through the comments here. Can't stop reading Suicide Squad. What is this? Hey, Reggie, I just bought ASM 300 8.0. Congrats. Now I'm binging eBay for anything in the black costume area. Can't make them, bro. I'm telling you, there's so many fantastic, amazing Spider-Man books or Spider-Man books in general in the black costume. I actually have a video here on the channel. If you search for it, Spidey's black costume. If you search for like Regie Collects black costume, you should pull up at least a couple of videos in which I kind of outline the various books that are out there featuring the black costume, some of which are pretty common books, and then there are some harder to find books. But I've basically gone out and picked up all of the books with the black costume, the ones of significance, if you will. So if you want to watch that video, definitely encourage you to check that one out. But you can't go wrong with like ASM 252, stuff like that. Like there's certain books, Secret War, you can't go wrong with that. There's certain books you cannot go wrong with. So scrolling down through the comments here, there you go. Marvel Team Up 141 is not a bad pickup. That book I actually want to get in a high grade, and I have not gotten around to doing it. But fingers crossed, I will get a high grade. Somebody actually sent me, I think it was a Mike Mignola. I think Mike Mignola did that cover. Somebody actually sent me a signed copy of that one like a year ago. Really, really nice book, but I definitely want to get a high grade graded version of that particular book. So scrolling down through the comments here, just bought God and Country. Bro, that book is fantastic. That God Country, fantastic read. fantastic read. I think, what is it, 6 issues? I sat at the kitchen table and read all 6 issues and had a tear in my eye. That's how good that book is. That is a really, really good one. So yeah, man, Secret Wars 8, can't go wrong with that one. So there you go. You get a couple of people in here shouting out some black costume. Again, these are books you cannot go wrong with. Spectacular Spider-Man, Secret War 8. I mean, these are ones that you cannot go wrong with. Those are your typical standard, but there's other ones like Marvel Age 12, which it has like, I want to say like an insert, an ad or something like that featuring the black costume. I mean, there's like all kinds of obscure stuff that is out there that I think is really cool as a fan of the black costume. Those are some pretty cool books that I wanted to pick up. In fact, the bin is right there, and it is it's labeled early black costume. That is a bin where I basically have a nice stack of all of these early black costume appearances. That is just really, really cool. So sold off all my extra copies of Marvel Team Up 141 recently on eBay. It took years to catch one. Yes, but it is definitely a dope book. It is definitely a dope book. Can you clarify from the Claremont video what creators were getting for sales of books over 100K? Yeah, so the thing is, I edited a lot of that stuff out because Chris could not remember the exact dollar amounts and percentages that were associated with which increments. So who is that? What Ryan is referring to here is that Chris Claremont kind of identified, like in 1982, 83, that what was his name? Jim Shooter basically put royalties in place. And we kind of sort of now know that the concept of royalties may have started with Pacific Comics. And if you haven't seen that video here on the channel, check that one out. It's a Jack Kirby Secret Characters video. But Jim Shooter instituted royalties. And basically what happened with the royalties is that anything below 100,000 copies was basically a creator getting paid out. I mean, the creator got they received no pay, right? No royalties below 100,000 comics. And then Chris was trying to break down the increments, and it was like maybe 100,000 to like 150. There was a certain payout, 150 to 250. There was a certain payout, 250 to whatever. There was another. And the way that it works is that there were certain breakdowns. Whatever the range was, there was a split between the inker, the writer, and the artist. There was a certain amount of percentage points that were available that would be divvied amongst those 3 people in certain increments above 100,000. And I think it maxed out. I think he said at like 8%. And I cannot remember the breakdown, but it might have been, I can't remember. It was some equation where it broke down to 8% spread between those 3 individuals. And he was saying, routinely X-Men comics were selling above 400,000 copies. So they were getting about 8%. So they were making some really, really good money. But again, he was not able to remember the exact increments nor the percentages at each increment because they were all different. And so instead of trying to let you guys piece that together, I just cut that part out and just basically highlighted the fact that royalties were paid out above 100,000 and that Chris was making really good money. That was basically the gist of how it appeared in the video. So who asked that question? Hopefully that helps. I can't remember. Maybe Peter that asked that question. Hopefully that helps. And again, if you guys want to throw it up in all caps, that actually helps me to be able to see what you guys are talking about. So scrolling down, there we go. It was Ryan. Okay, Ryan that asked that question. So hopefully that helps. Scrolling down again, if you guys have things, if you want to talk about it, throw it up in all caps. It may actually help me to see it. So scrolling. Where was I able to get the giant size X-Men pressed? I guess you're talking about mine. I don't know because I cannot remember, to be honest with you. I kind of I slid my book down to Chris. Chris signed it. He slid it off. I slid him the next book. He signed it. And then I went back to interviewing. So I don't know where the two books went as far as the stack of press or just straight grade. So I don't know. They'll be back at some point and we'll figure it out then whether they were pressed or not. To be honest with you, I cannot remember. Let me see. Scrolling down. Two Brothers is in the house. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you. I appreciate you guys giving me the heads up the other day on a little bit of tidbit, and I for the life of me cannot remember what it was at the moment, but I was unable to go live with it, and I think that you guys ended up releasing it on your channel, which I think is a great move. Oh, it was something related to Punchline getting a 48-page one-shot in November. I just found the screen grab that I took of our conversation. So if you guys get a chance, check out Two Brothers Comics here on YouTube. They, I believe, have a video where they're actually talking about the 48-page one-shot for Punchline. And again, what I think is that a lot of people have been asking the question, what is the future for Punchline? What's going to happen? Is this a character that we should invest in? Should we be buying her books? The long and short of it is that it depends. It depends on what DC decides to do with this character long term. And what we can see so far is that they are continuing to invest in this character, right? So they're doing a 48-page special on her in November, which is going to give a lot of background and insight into who I think they're calling the Joker's field general. So they're continuing to invest, which means that she may stick around for a little while, kind of like what's happened with Null. Character gets introduced. If the character's popular, then they will continue to invest. That seems to be the case for Punchline. But again, if you guys get a chance, go ahead and check out Two Brothers Comics. What is my favorite CGC book that you have? I don't know. I mean, there are books that I have in my collection that are my favorite that are not graded, that are raw. And it's like, if it's my favorite book, it's my favorite, not because it's graded, but because it's my favorite book. You know what I'm saying? So if I had to say something, I would say maybe Amazing Spider-Man 50, because I had that one signed by Stan Lee, or maybe Giant Size X-Men #1, because that one was just signed by Chris Claremont. Both times I was standing in front of the creator as those books were being signed. So those are a couple of books that I definitely dig in the collection that I would like, whether they were graded or not graded. They're just awesome books to have. And the fact that I met the creator makes it super special. So scrolling down through some of the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Gaggle of Gibbons. I actually had somebody offer me another Gibbon yesterday. I have no clue what condition it is. The person was like, do you want it? I was like, absolutely. Can you ever have too many Gibbons? And I was like, at least let me pay for shipping. So I went ahead and paid for shipping. So that book is en route to me. And I think we'll have, 6 books at that point. I think it'll be 6 books. And again, this one was actually bought offline. It wasn't bought on eBay or anything else like that. It was bought through private sale. So scrolling down, anticipated build up, AWA's the man. That cover that I saw for the Resistance, that cover is fantastic. I have not read the book. It is sitting right there. What is in that bin is the books that I picked up from the comic shop yesterday. Day before yesterday, on Wednesday. The Resistance is in there. I'm looking forward to reading that one. That cover is fantastic, and I'm loving that storyline. If you guys are not reading The Resistance, treat yourself, because The Resistance really is dope. It really is a dope read. Yo, Reg, any idea how long it takes for the variant to ship to Canada? I'm thinking mine was delayed because of the virus. I honestly don't know. If you ordered the book, more than likely, if I did my job right, the book was packaged well, the tracker was put into the system, and you should have received an email from my website with the tracking information. So you should be able to track it there. But I honestly have no clue what the delivery timetables are for shipments to Canada. I can't even begin to imagine. There are some people that are receiving their books still this week. My guess is that, dependent upon the parts of Canada, it could be next week before you guys see it. I honestly don't know. And you definitely have my apologies. I would say continue to check the tracker, and hopefully the United States Postal Service actually provides updates to you so that you actually know what's going on with it. So sorry, brother. Sorry, I can't give you more insight into that. Scrolling down through the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Again, if you throw it up in all caps, it'll actually help me to be able to see it. Hydra, how you doing, brother? This dude released a video the other day. He released a video the other day where he basically put his 4-year-old daughter and his wife to the test to determine who he had the bigger influence on. I knew from the start what the answer was. I watched the whole video, but I knew from the start what the answer was. I'm not going to reveal it here because I encourage you guys to go check out Hydra Collectibles channel here on YouTube and check it out. It's a fun video. It's a cute video. He got the wife and he got the kid involved, which is not that difficult, but he got the wife involved and she actually participated, which was the shocker. You, sir, deserve an award just for that, my friend. But a great video, a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys get a chance to check it out. So scrolling down through some of the comments here. Vincent, how you doing? Drop one of those G's. Drop one of those G's. One of those G's right there, my man Vincent, or Vinny if you prefer. Scrolling down. I am able to ship slabs to Canada. The cost to ship a medium-sized flat rate box to Canada is $48. And so if folks are willing to pay the difference in shipping, I will absolutely ship books to Canada. What I do is you pay for the book and then I give you the amount that it will cost. And then you pay the difference directly to my PayPal and then I release the book. And hopefully it all happens in one fluid motion because I don't want to box it up and then have to hold it and wait. Most people are just like, here's the difference between the two. But yeah, we will ship to Canada. It is just not cheap. And so what I typically say to people is if you're going to pay, that kind of shipping, make sure you get a couple of things because a medium flat rate shipper can actually accommodate 3 slabs or a slab and then a Gemini shipper with a couple of raw books in it. So it's like, make it worth your while if you're going to do it. It doesn't cost a whole lot to ship a Gemini shipper. I think we can probably get a Gemini shipper to Canada, depending upon the part of Canada, for just a couple of bucks. So that's not too much of a concern. But when you start talking slabs, the dollar amount actually goes up because of the dimensions and all that other kind of stuff. So scrolling down, I do indeed, brother. As you get older, you get hard of hearing. Scrolling down through the comments here, my man Joe, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you, my friend. Glad you were able to make it to the live stream. I may end up doing this weekend, depending upon how frisky I feel. I may end up doing a Patreon only chat like we did before, my man Joe, where you guys jump on the camera with me. We chit chat for a little bit. So let's see how the weekend goes. I may feel frisky enough to do it. So definitely stay tuned for that. It was good to see a couple of you guys on camera. So maybe we'll be able to make that magic happen again. So scrolling down. You are not the only one. And I never take offense to it until I do. No, I'm teasing. It happens all the time, man. And then most people just blame autocorrect, Scrolling down, just realized those are BCW bins to your left and not a small safe. That would be a pretty large safe because you actually can't even see it. It actually goes like this way as well. It goes a little bit further. And then I have more down here and I have more back there. There's BCW bins everywhere in here, man. Sooner or later, I'll convert everything. I've been cheap and lazy. At some point, I will actually continue getting this thing going. So scrolling down. All right, cool. So maybe we will wrap this thing up, man. I definitely, what is this? Certainly. One of my more popular videos. Both girls were great and I appreciate them for there we go, man. That's awesome, brother. Anytime you can integrate the family and some of the stuff that you're doing, I think that's a win, man, because the great thing about it is that those videos will live on for a very long period of time. And it's going to be interesting when our children are older. It'll be interesting to see whether they watch those videos and it's like, be able to see a younger version of themselves. I think that'll be kind of cool. And that's why I try from time to time to insert my own kids in the videos because I think the stuff's cool, man. I think it's cool. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me just a little bit. We're not going to show those books again. We showed them enough. If you guys want to check out the books, the unboxing, if you jump back to the top of the video, you can actually see it. A bunch of cool books that actually came out of the 100K comic book collection. Grades are pretty solid. Books are pretty awesome. If you guys are interested, again, stay tuned because at some point these books will be available to you guys. And again, if you want one of those signed Regie Collects variants, you can head over to the eBay machine. And if you search for Regie Collects variant, you will actually be able to find it. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me. I have another video that is going to be dropping at 3:30. This is a cool video. I need you all's help. It is basically me doing a survey, and we did this survey once before about 6 months ago. I want to do it again. I want to see whether there's been any movement or shifts or any of that other kind of stuff. Last time we had about 200 people participate in the survey. Now that the channel has grown, my hope is that we can actually get a larger number of respondents to participate. It will only take you a couple of minutes, so I definitely want to invite you guys to check that out when the video goes live at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time today. It is a bonus video because I need your help. So I thought I would give you guys some additional content. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out just a little bit. If you need me, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at Regie Collects, or you can send me an email to Regie@RegieCollects.com. If you're feeling frisky, head over to the website at RegieCollects.com. And if you need me, don't hesitate to reach out. I am not too hard to find. Take care.